Hey everyone, I just want to let you know that this past week we were able to deliver 36 care packages through Crossroads Care's initiative, which is great. Now, we really want to continue doing this for the next few weeks, and I'll explain more about that in my video next week. But the challenge is that we're actually low on our supplies, and so we could really use your help. If you are in a position to come in, especially in this next week, and bring by more donations of food, it would really help us to finish strong. So thank you. Now this week, I want to really highlight an organization that we partner with here at Crossroads, and that is Empower Ministries. Empower Ministries really seeks to find those spiritual hotspots around the globe. And what they do is they then identify those national pastors and leaders who are really effective in evangelism and church planting. And that's where they hone in their support. So it's so cool because the way that they do this is so effective and strategic, because supporting national pastors and leaders is perfect because they actually already have the language, they already understand the culture, they already have a good lay of the land because they're actually ministering in the area that they come from. It's also really effective in terms of cost because it only costs Empower $30 to $130 per month to support these particular people. And so again, it's very strategic and it's very effective. Now I spoke with Ron Pearce, who is the director and founder of Empower, and he actually has given us a great update of the countries that we are actually supporting through Empower. And those are mostly China and India. And what you may not know that is so cool is that half of the world's least reached, which we talked about a few weeks ago, half of those people actually live in China and India. And so again, it's a very strategic place to minister. So I want you to enjoy this interview with Ron. He gives us a great update. And just keep in mind that he's asked us for security reasons that we not show his face. And so that's why we've inserted a bunch of photos from their ministry. So just enjoy this time with Ron. So Ron, thank you so much for being willing to join us again. I would love to just start right off the bat and just ask, is the coronavirus stopping evangelism and church growth, or is it actually giving us an opportunity? Can you share more?
Tracy, thank you for having me on, and greetings to all my friends in the Red Deer area there. It is an opportunity of a lifetime right now in the churches, the national churches around the world, to have people come and accept Christ and to grow in him. We are seeing something right now which is historic within missions, and it's being caused primarily by the reputation that Christians are now having within these countries around the world that are exploding. They're looking at us as Christians and they're seeing something that they didn't see before. And therefore, let me take you to two countries, India, which you folks are supporting, and China, and I'll give you an example from there. In India right now, there are so many people that are locked away and have been locked away in their homes under this pandemic situation, whereby they can't get out. I think it's been something like 6 weeks now or something, and they are locked down. Well, this has caused real problems for that 300 million people in the lower echelons of society who had no savings, who had no access to food. Many of these people are starving to death right now. It's not just COVID-19, it is starvation, no food. And now you've got pastors that are having a wonderful time in the villages winning people to Christ. How are they doing that? In the times past, one pastor might go to 5 villages to preach the gospel. Under the new situation, he can't go, he's locked down, so elders have been raised up. God raised up elders who now act like pastors, and they are going around to all the huts in the villages, praying over the huts, praying for people, sharing their food with them. They are preaching about peace of God that the Spirit of God can provide. And while they're doing all that, the Hindu priests and the Muslim sheiks are hiding away in fear in their huts, not coming out. So all of a sudden, you've got an audience that is looking at these Christians who are not scared of the disease, who are going out and loving them. And this is having incredible results. We do not know the total numbers, but right now it's huge tidal wave of souls coming in India. Same thing in China. Many people in China right now have no jobs. The factory orders have been backed off. They can't go home to the countryside. There's no money or no food there. So they are using their off hours to preach the gospel on the streets. And the unbelievers are hearing the message. They're looking at the peace within the Christians. the fact that we're depending upon God to provide all our needs according to his riches and glory. And now you've got all these new believers coming to Christ in China. So much so that the reputation amongst unbelievers are, if you want to know where real peace is, you go and find a Christian. And they are witnessing all over. Pastors, young pastors right now, are up to their ears with new believers, trying to educate them on the things of God. And this is a brand new day for us in these opportunities. We've never had it. One brother there, and I can give you a quote, he's the leader of one of the largest evangelical denominations within India. And he said this to me. He said, we are grabbing hold of this opportunity of the coronavirus with both hands, and we're not letting go. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, because we get to demonstrate why we are different.
That is awesome. Ron, I love that. And I love all the stories you've given and the specifics, but I love that last quote. It's the rest of our church. What is it that we're doing to really grab a hold of this opportunity? Because there's no reason why that opportunity is any different for us than it would be anywhere else in India or China. Right here in Canada, we have that opportunity. And so
Exactly.
Thank you for challenging us. Thank you for encouraging us and just letting us hear some of the great news. I think it's better than good. It's great news of what God is doing amongst his people around the world.
I want to thank you, Tracy, and I want to thank the church for all of your assistance. You are winning many, many people to Christ around the world. God bless you.
It's so inspiring to hear what our brothers and sisters are doing in China and in India, using this difficult time as an opportunity. What I would love is if we could be lifting them up in prayer over this next week, really using that acronym that Ron taught us last time we were together, and that's PEWS. So P is for peace, and we've already heard about that peace that we've seen as they use what they've been given by Christ. It allows them to look different, and that brings others to Christ. E is for energy, that they would have that extra energy to continue the task that God has given them. Wisdom, that they'll know who to speak to and when to speak and what to say. And then finally, souls, that many, many souls would come to know Christ. Thank you so much for praying. I'll see you next week.